Hi.
Hello. So, as an introduction to one of our first videos, is April and I, we did a trip on the Georgia Traverse with our Jeep that we got built up. And we by no means are experts at any of that. So everything you'll be seeing is pretty raw and just generic and real, right? Planned the trip for a couple of months, downloading the various maps to guide.
Wait. Type A. My mom calls him a double A.
Not double
He's triple A. Yeah. So he definitely did his due diligence on learning everything he could to keep us safe and to help us have a really great time. All right, go ahead. That was a compliment.
It should be good. So, so April and I built the Jeep up. We'll show you that. You know, it was a stock Jeep. We had leased it, and we did so. I like leasing the vehicle first before I buy it to make sure it's not going to be a vehicle that you might have issues with, because typically 3-4 years after you own it, it'll start showing you. And it didn't. So we bought it, and what we did right away was start changing it. So we had a 3.5-inch lift kit, we got 35-inch tires, fuel rims, we changed out the bumper, put a winch on there, a 12,000-pound winch, and I've got all kinds of recovery gear, including the kinetic ropes. So we were planning for just about anything. Oh, and by the way, we recently put on a snorkel because we were out at Citrus just about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and we saw another Jeeper who actually hydrolocks his engine because he was going through some water and it wasn't that deep, but the spray up in the engine got in, some of the water got into the engine bay compartment and caused some issues, and I don't want to have that problem. And we did have to ford over a few water crossings, which was pretty cool. So the snorkel was great for comfort.
Is that one of your favorite things that you would say, like equipment-wise, that you had for the trip?
You know, I think the lift kit all together with the better suspension and bigger tires is the utmost important thing. To have that clearance, you know, was really important.
I think each of us kind of had like a top 5 favorite thing that prepared us for the trip. Because when you go on a journey like that, you definitely have to be prepared. And so for him, his number one thing was just preparing the vehicle. Okay. My number one thing, you ready for it? What do you think it is?
Bear spray.
No. It's Honest Paws CBD for the dogs.
Oh, CBD for the dogs is fantastic.
So one thing that we did right is that we did take them to Citrus off-roading several times so that they were kind of prepared for the feel of it.
And
that definitely was smart on our behalf.
And Snickers, who's right here with me now,
so
he absolutely loves going off-road.
But we have these Honest Paws, and I'll drop the link below, CBD treats that we give them. We didn't have to give them every day, but it definitely is great to have something like that available, because if, you know how they say, like, if mom ain't happy, nobody is happy. Well, if these pets aren't happy, nobody's happy.
Yeah.
So that would be my number one. What's your number 2?
We had the right equipment, right? You know, I knew the temperatures at night would be around 35 degrees, and I knew that daytime high may be around 65, 66ish, around here somewhere. And so I made sure I got a great sleeping bag made by Teton. that it was down to 20 degrees, and it was more than enough.
It's a queen size. Basically, it's for 2 people.
The dogs loved it.
And we zip up inside of it and we put a blanket on top of us so that they have something too as well, but they try to worm their way into the sleeping bag, of course.
Yep.
So that's his number 2. My number 2, what do you think my number 2 is?
Having me around.
My number 2 was my wine opener.
That was me.
No, just kidding. So my number 2 would actually be our fire starter. Why are you shaking your head?
Because that can't be your number 2. It's got to be the lighting. You love the lights.
Do y'all remember? Okay, if you haven't seen the welcome video, go back and watch it, because I will say, just wait, he interrupts me all the time. This is one of those times. So the fire starter you can get at Walmart Dollar Tree, 3 in a package. They are excellent. Like, really, really good. I'm almost like hesitant to tell you so that y'all don't all go buy them up and then they're gone. But they are very good. So that's my number 2. Number 3.
The Jackery 1000 watt inverter. I mean, it's crazy awesome. And a shout out to Jackery folks. We have a Bodega Refrigerator. I think it's 50 quart.
That would be another one.
The Jackery lights up the whole camp, plus runs the refrigerator all night long without any problem.
The Jackery is really nice. It really is nice. And it's about the size of like an old school igloo cooler. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that,
like
that
lunchbox
shape.
cooler.
Yeah, like a lunchbox igloo cooler.
And the thing about it is that, I have 2 100 watt panels to recharge if I need it, but, if you think about what you're doing, you could be absolutely recharging the Jackery while you're driving the 5, 6, 7 hours during the day to get over the mountain, and it's fully charged. And so, we're pretty self-sufficient.
So I would say my number 3 is our green elephant, which is our little outhouse. So it comes in a small bag, and you just like untwist it, and it pops up like a pop-up. And you can use it to shower, you can use it to change, you can use it to go to the bathroom. And we have like a toilet seat that folds out, that's a really good height. And it has compostable bags that we, you can dig a hole and you don't have to worry about it being bad for the environment. And that is really good.
Yeah.
I will say that so there's no bottom to it. So what I've done is I took one of our big trash bags from our trasheroo, which is probably another one of our favorite things. I took a trash bag and laid it in the base of it to kind of give a bottom to it, because when you're getting dressed, sometimes you don't want to get your feet dirty. So that was actually just a little hack that I felt like was helpful. You could just like rip open a trash bag and put it under there. But the green elephant system is very, very good.
I've taken not this trip here, but a prior trip, I've taken a shower in it. It works. It's great. Green elephant's a great product.
So that's number 4.
Oh, and by the way, the wind, without really tying that thing down, I mean, it didn't go anywhere. It was really fantastic.
We tied it down.
Just the feet, but we didn't use the string.
Oh, okay. Number 4.
I would have to say the Bodega Refrigerator. It's a 50 quart, and it's got 2 sides. One side could be a freezer, the other side could be a refrigerator, or all can be a freezer, or all can be a refrigerator. All you gotta do is lift the middle piece out and make it one big unit. That thing, I mean...
However, raccoons can open your refrigerator.
But it didn't happen this trip.
But the
That was
time
really
before, we had the raccoons open our refrigerator, and they had their own charcuterie board. They made a charcuterie board to go. So if you are somewhere where you have it outside and there's raccoons
I
or
don't
bears
care
or whatever,
what cooler, refrigerator.
lock it down.
Tie that
Because
thing down with scrap.
they know how to open stuff. Like if our cell phones would have been out there, they probably would have made phone calls and called family members.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
they're super gifted.
Yeah.
So that's your number 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So my number 4 is, because I'm trying to like not use the same ones. I would say, oh my goodness. We have the best bug spray and the best bug system. Why are you looking at me like that?
We didn't use it during the George first.
Well, that is true. So we didn't. So I will transfer the bug spray to the bear spray.
Bear spray's good.
We have bear spray. It is not cheap. It is pricey, and you do need to keep it on you, like handy. But you know what it does? It buys you a little peace of mind, especially for somebody like me, because he will tell you, like, I spent a lot of the night, because we sleep in our Jeep. And so the one night the wind was so bad and the moon was shining through, and the shadows and the shades.
You'll see on the
freaky.
trailer.
So
It was crazy.
yeah, so I was just like looking out the window, and I'm looking to see.
I'd wake up. She'd be up looking out the window.
Because we have a soft top, and I'm like, that bear. If the bears come down, all they have to do is go, and we're done. And then I'm thinking, how can we drive? We could just drive off, but we would have to, find the key. It was just a whole scenario in my head. So that's how I spent my nights, was up on the bear watch. But I knew I had my bear spray. So that number 4 would definitely be the bear watch. We bought ours at REI, and they have different ones, different places, but that is where we bought ours. 5, final one for each of us, that this is what kicked us off to get us like where we felt like we were ready to go on the trip. Number 5.
GoPro 10. It's a really cool little camera. It's so easy to use. I've had 3 GoPros now, and this one here by far is, I like it. Some people may not like it or whatever. My personal preference though is that it's really good, easy to use.
So I would say, which he alluded to earlier, we have some special lighting for our campsite. So we started with really cute lanterns that you hang from your.
I left that for you to do.
Well, thank you for micromanaging me as usual. So anyway, we hang the little lanterns. I also bring paper lanterns. We just try to have a little cute little homey decorated space. So this time we were doing dispersed camping. So we added to our lighting 100-foot rope light, which we'll drop the link below. Excellent. So what this does is it outlines our whole campsite, which really gives us, let's say you need to go to the restroom in the middle of the night. Well, you don't have to worry about trying to find a flashlight or whatever. It's all illuminated for you. And if you're like me and you're up in the middle of the night and you're afraid and you think there's animals that are out there trying to eat you, it's all lit up so you can actually look and see what's out there trying to eat you. And that plugs into the Jackery, which is excellent. So the Jackery was able to manage that. Now, on a side note, if you guys remember the scene in Christmas Vacation where there was the Clark Griswold that finally was able to illuminate his home, and his neighbors were like, oh, sweet Lord, what is happening? Well, we were dispersed camping everywhere except our last night. Our last night we were at a campground, but it still didn't have power. Only 2 sites had power and they were taken. So everyone else is in the dark, except us because of the Jackery. So our place is lit up like a shopping mall compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
So the next morning, this guy walked over and he's like,
really
wow.
Cool
Guy.
He's
That was some light show you guys had last night.
75-year-old man camping on his own. Awesome.
So yeah, the lights add a lot. Even though you're staying in a tent or in your vehicle or your RV or your camper, whatever. To me, it's those little things that make it feel homey, even though on the Traverse, we packed up every day and moved. So
Yep.
every single day we were
And
moving.
we hustled the fourth day. I mean, you'll see on the films as we get it all out. The Georgia Traverse is a well-known trail among overlanders, right? And just jeepers and people that have vehicles that have to go trail riding. And it's about 390 miles, and 226 of it is unpaved. You know, so you're on rock, you're on gravel, dirt, mud, several water crossings, fording river. And we saw a lot of waterfalls too. It was pretty cool. And it took us 3 nights and 4 days. We did it from the very beginning to the very end in Alabama, and then we went to see. When we got in Alabama, we went to see Jewel, who's my mother-in-law, sweet lady, and hey, Juju.
Just like me.
But anyways,
I haven't trained him yet.
the fourth day was a long day. We could have actually made it a 4-night, 5-day, but we did it in 3 nights.
There was inclement weather, so we
And
did not want to take a risk.
The last piece of it, before we came out of Georgia, there were 14 trees that had to get cut off several trails. 2 of those trees were on our trail, which we had help getting done, but that took up quite a bit of time.
When he said we, he means him.
Yeah.
I had to help keep the dogs in the vehicle. So what we're going to do, this will be our first series that we're going to put on the channel. So it'll be the Georgia Traverse series, and as we edit, we will do it by the day. So this is our introduction to the Georgia Traverse. And hopefully you guys will want to like hang out and see what it was about. It was very beautiful, very peaceful. We actually miss it.
You know, really, the dispersed camping, that's the first I've ever done. Dispersed, except for my parents. When I was probably 12 years old, we were in Adirondacks.
Do you remember that?
And
Sorry.
and you know, but on my own, for me, other than being in Everglades when I was in my 20s, when I was hunting and stuff, which I don't do anymore, but you know, camped a few swamps. But camping in the mountains with a big fire rings and just the sky and the trees and the climate, it was just really, really awesome.
I'm going to tell y'all what he really liked.
And I missed it.
Wait, I'm going to tell you what he really liked. S'mores.
Oh, I love the s'mores, right?
S'mores.
You gotta have s'mores. Hey, you gotta have s'mores.
It's actually waking up, you know, the circadian biology, waking up and moving when the sun rises and when the sun sets, and having the campfire and fresh air, no fluorescent lights. The air,
No phones, no computer,
the
no nothing.
air smelled so amazing. Just
And
the beauty.
the air smelled cleaner.
Yeah, it was
It's
so
like,
beautiful.
It felt better. It was nuts.
But the beauty of and the quiet, the peace. It's just a very special time. So it was a very good. It's different. It's not for everyone. We realize that. But if you're into nature, if you're into a slower pace, adventure, uncharted territory, then it's definitely something that you should check out. And you should watch our series.
All kinds of stories. You can see it's hilarious. You know, we'll talk about how our youngest dog, Snickers, who just decided to be a little boy and run all over the woods a quarter mile away from us down in the bottom of a ravine into a swamp and got lost.
He didn't just decide.
But
we're saving that because you guys need to watch and see. You also, here's something that you might want to see. Might want to, and I'm not even going to tell you which one it is because I want you to watch all of them to see. It was the week before Halloween. and we had some interesting experiences, some hauntings.
We actually camped in a spot that we found that was, it was last minute. Hey, we didn't find a campsite, and I believe it was a grave site.
Stay tuned.
We'll talk about that.
So this is our intro to the Georgia Traverse. There are a lot of videos out there that are very technical, that are going to tell you all kinds of stuff. And we'll give you some technical stuff, but you know what? He'll give you technical stuff. And I will bring the fun, because I will keep you from going to sleep and being bored from hearing all that. Because I know I've had to watch those. Thank you. If you've come this far into this video, we thank you, because it's been over 20 minutes of our ramblings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, if you haven't, subscribe to our channel.
Please.
Be our subs. Like our channel. And share it. Until next time. Every day.
Choose love.
Love. Bye.
And love big.